Hey guys, so in this recording, you may have actually heard my son, he was kind of yelling in the background. And I've got my son here with me right now. And I'm going to try to get him to smile. And actually, he just started laughing right now. So let's see if we could. That's him laughing actually right now. So now he's a happy baby. So just wanted to apologize for the crying baby in the background. But I am playing Mr. Mom right now. So again, sorry about that. And hope you enjoy the show. Welcome to episode 10 of the Tool and Tie podcast. Welcome again, everybody, to episode number 10. We have finally made it to the 10th episode of the Tool and Tie podcast. I'm your host, Sats, and today we're going to have another really cool episode. Now, this question today, our episode today is going to be based on a question that I got from a guest. And Brendan from Buffalo, New York, has sent in a question on flooring types that we're going to talk about today. Now, one of the questions that was asked was what's really the difference between the different types of hardwood flooring options out there. So there are a few options in terms of hardwood flooring. Today we're going to talk about things like solid hardwood flooring, we're going to talk about engineered hardwood flooring, and we're going to talk about laminate hardwood flooring. Now, in today's episode, all I plan to cover really is just the differences between the different types of hardwood flooring. In a future episode, we'll actually talk about installing these. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands. Today's episode is strictly based on the different types of flooring options. You know what? I'll even cover in carpet. And what I'll talk to you about is the 3 different hardwood flooring options, the carpet option, where to use it, and where do you really want to avoid using it. So let's get right into it. So there are really 3 different types of hardwood flooring options. The first one is solid hardwood flooring. Now, solid hardwood flooring is actually made out of solid hardwood, and you can get it in multiple different types of species. You can get oak hardwood flooring, you can get maple, you can get birch, you can get various different types of hardwood flooring options. Now, true hardwood flooring is exactly what it is. It's made out of solid wood, and it typically comes in a tongue and groove option. So to install it, it's fairly straightforward. Like I said, we'll get into the installation in the future, but I'll just give you the Coles Notes version of it. You could typically install it right over the plywood. Some people like to put a sheet of wax paper on there, but that's completely optional. The only reason why I've ever used the wax sheet paper is it's a lot more easier to slide the hardwood floors. And you've also got the option of gluing, but again, that comes in a different episode. So hardwood floors are a very, very popular option, actually. In homes, they definitely drive up property value. Now, what you'll find in some of the newer homes, and I don't even like covering this type of floor because I really don't like parquet floors, but parquet floors are kind of rectangular pieces that are made into a square, and then these squares are kind of put across the floor. In my opinion, parquet floors are very not aesthetically pleasing, and every time I see parquet floors, I cringe, and the first thing I want to do is grab some kind of a hammer or some kind of something so I can break that floor apart because it absolutely drives me bonkers. Now, going back to hardwood flooring is, like I said, it could be installed as a tongue and groove option, and you can get multiple different colors. You can even get plain hardwood floors, and then you can stain it yourself. Although I do recommend, if you're going to go and stain hardwood floors, seek a professional because staining hardwood floors can be very, very tricky sometimes. Now, the other type of hardwood floor is laminate hardwood flooring. Now, what laminate is not solid wood. It's typically a piece of either plywood or HDF, which is high density fiberboard, with what they call kind of like a picture of different types of flooring options that's put on top. So if you will, picture a piece of HDF with a very, very, very thin layer, almost like something like they just glue right on top. And the one good thing about laminate flooring is you can get it in various different styles, various different types, and it is extremely cheap. A good hardwood floor would run you anywhere between, at least in Canada, would run you anywhere between $6 to $10 a square foot. You can probably get some decent laminate flooring for anywhere between $1 and $3 per square foot. So that's another option for people to consider. Now, laminate flooring is actually very, very good to put in a basement. I get a lot of people asking me, should I put hardwood flooring in a basement? And one of the things I say right off the bat is be careful with hardwood flooring because it's a very expensive investment. And unless you're going to lay some dry core on the floor as your subfloor, you really want to be careful because the wood actually could carry a lot of moisture and it can start crippling your boards. And with plywood, on the other hand, you can lay it down. I mean, it will start to warp, but it's a click install. It's very simple. You just snap it in and snap down and it clicks. And removing it and replacing boards is very simple. And it's a lot cheaper than putting in hardwood floors because hardwood floors you're typically going to nail in. And with laminate, you have the option of what they call a floating floor. And that is when you don't use any glue or you don't use any nails, you just simply clip away. And that has worked absolutely fine. The one thing you'll find about laminate floors is when you walk on it, you may hear some, they're not clicks. You can almost hear like air or feel like air pockets. So that's the one thing as a caution. So that's why you want to keep your boards very tight, but at the same time, very clean. So laminate flooring is a preferred option for, I know a lot of people. Like I said, basements are a great place to install them. Family rooms, they look absolutely great as well. And maintenance on them would be very much the same as as hardwood floors. Now, there's a kind of a hybrid, which people term as engineered hardwood floors. Sorry. What engineered hardwood floors is, it's very similar to laminate, except the difference being is you have a high density fiber board or a thick piece of plywood, but instead of actually having a picture on top, what it really is, it's a thin veneer of wood, of actual solid wood that lays on top of the engineered floor. So essentially what it does is when you're looking at it from a surface, it's really difficult to tell the difference between engineered hardwood floors and true hardwood floors because what you're looking on the top of an engineered hardwood floor is true wood. It's just a laminate that sort of sits on top. So that's another option for people as well. And then the last option that I promised I'd talk about is a carpeting option. Now, carpet is a very, very good alternative for places like a nursery, or if you're going to put it in like a family room or a living room or even bedrooms, they're a great option as well. They're great for children, very soft on the feet. The one thing about carpets is they get dirty very quickly. They hold a ton, and I mean a ton of dust, and that could get really messy as well. So if you ask me, in terms of the best bang for the buck, I've found that engineered hardwood floors have worked very, very well for people. In terms of cost, they're just in between what a laminate and hardwood flooring would cost, pretty much right down the middle. So anywhere between $2 to $5 a square foot, depending on the species you pick and the width you pick and all that fun stuff around it. But I really wanted to get this question answered, and I know I kind of rushed this one, but I really want to save the installation for another episode because I plan to be a lot more thorough in that. But this was just to answer the question that I got on what type of flooring options to use. And again, so just to recap, carpet you probably could get away with in a basement, but if you have a flood, that could get very messy. Laminate hardwood flooring is a great option for basements. I would avoid any type of solid hardwood flooring. It's very costly, and once it's in there, it's really in there if you install it properly. And for family rooms, either of the three hardwood floor options work well. There is a different look to laminate. It's got a little bit more of a rough top look, but at the same time, you can get various types of options out there, and they're always re-engineering these floors, so they're making them look better and better over time. So that's kind of my recap over the three floors. If you guys have any questions, please do feel free to shoot me an email at sats@toolandtie.com. Until next time, stay happy, stay productive, and stay safe.